In today's video, we will discuss about the IIA's updated three lines model, which was released in 2020. We will start with a bit of history about the three lines of defense model, where it came from, and why it needed a change. We will then break the three lines in the new model line by line. By the end of this video, you will be able to understand how management, risk and compliance, and internal audit function work together in tandem and achieve the organizational goals and bring about effective governance. So, let's first start with some history. The three lines of defense concept has its roots in military strategy and even sports coaching, where different lines of players or defenses work together. The model caught quickly, especially in financial services, where the idea of clearly forming three groups involved in risk management became very popular. This became widely adopted as a blueprint for structuring governance and risk roles. However, as time went on, certain flaws became evident. It was noted that the three lines of defense, the name sounded very militaristic. In practice, some companies applied the model too rigidly and departments became siloed into lines. Communication between them suffered, and risk management started to feel like a tick in the box exercise, losing its essence of addressing risk and governance requirement as a shared responsibility. In 2020, the IIA recognized these issues and decided to overhaul the concept. The result was an updated three lines model, notably dropping the word defense. The change in the name is more than cosmetic. It signals a shift in a strictly defensive stance to a more collaborative and proactive approach. As you can see from the picture, there were three lines which were categorically marked in the previous concept. Now, line 1 and line 2 have been put across under the management, and line 3, which is internal audit, is as usual independent. Let's dive into the three lines, starting with the first line. The first line consists of operational management. These are the people who own and manage risk on ground as part of their daily job. These are your department managers, process owners, and staff who design, produce, sell, and support the products or services of the organization. They are directly involved in carrying out the organization's missions and objective. Along with that, they are responsible for maintaining effective internal controls and managing risks in their area. As the IIA models describes it, first line roles are directly aligned with delivering products or services to clients, and they include support functions that help in that delivery. So, the accountability starts here. The first line's key responsibilities then are identifying and managing risks in everyday operations, designing and implementing controls to mitigate those risks. For instance, a checklist before a product ships or an approval step for a transaction. Achieving objectives while upholding policies and regulations, essentially doing business in a controlled, ethical manner. The second line of the model comprises of the risk management, compliance, and other specialized functions. These teams and individuals provide frameworks and expertise to the first line to manage risk effectively. The second line includes roles like the risk management department, compliance officers, internal control specialists, or even departments like information security or quality assurance. The job is to set policies, guidelines, and monitoring practices so that risks are identified and handled consistently across the organization. Importantly, they also provide oversight, track risk metrics, check that controls are working, and report on risk issues to senior management. However, here's where the 2020 update makes a key shift. The second line is no longer seen as just the corporate police standing over the first line shoulder. The three lines model explicitly emphasizes that second line roles provide expertise, support, monitoring, and challenge on risk related matters. Key questions which are asked are: have you considered what could go wrong here? But it is done in a constructive, collaborative way. But unlike the traditional defense model, in the new model, it's more of a partnership. The second line's motto is essentially: we are here to help you succeed safely. In summary, key responsibilities of second line include developing risk management and compliance frameworks, supporting and advising the first line, monitoring and overseeing risk related activities, challenging risk decisions constructively, ensuring consistency and alignment across functions by reporting on risks. Now, on to the third line, internal audit. This is the line which provides independent assurance. Internal auditors are positioned different from first and second line. They are intentionally independent from management and report to the governing body, which is either the board of directors or its audit committee. The internal audit's mission is to objectively evaluate whether the overall governance, risk management, and internal control processes are working effectively and to advise on improvements. In other words, they are the organization's independent fact checkers and advisors when it comes to how well risks are managed and objectives are being met. According to the IIA's updated definition, third line role involves giving independent and objective assurance and advice on the adequacy and effectiveness of governance and risk management. Assurance means they provide confidence to the stakeholders that things are either functioning as they should or not. Advice means internal auditors don't just issue a report and disappear. They often make recommendations to management on how to fix issues and strengthen controls, and sometimes even provide insights on how to improve processes. The third line comes in with a fresh pair of eyes, and independence is absolutely critical. The model even includes a principle that internal audit's independence from management responsibilities is essential to its objectivity and credibility. It's like a safety net. Even if the first and second lines miss something, or if there is a confusion, the third line can catch the issue and bring it to light for correction. To ensure independence, internal audit typically has a direct line to the governing body. The audit committee approves the internal audit plan, receives its report, and ensures management address audit recommendations. Ultimately, the third line gives the board and stakeholders confidence that the organization is doing the right things to manage risks and achieve its goal. The key responsibilities of third line then are providing independent assurance on governance, risk, and control effectiveness, advising management on improvements, reporting objectively to the governing body, maintaining organizational independence, acting as a safe net to identify missed risks or control failures, helping build stakeholder confidence through transparency and assurance. Having discussed about the three lines, it is worth highlighting that the new approach encourages a unified vision. All the three lines are working towards the same goal, the success of the organization, just from different angles. Instead of being guards in a fortress, imagine it as a team sport like cricket or football, where everyone collaborates, gaps are covered, and strengths are multiplied. By removing the word defense, IIA intends to de emphasize segregation and opposition, thereby encouraging a more collaborative approach. Further, this breaks down the old silos. People in second line are no more enforcers, they are advisors and partners. Internal auditors are trusted advisors as well as watchdogs. The tone shifts from reactive to being more proactive. This collaborative approach does not mean that there are no checks and balances, which is important. It means the tone is we are in this together rather than we are in separate bunkers. I hope this video gave you a clear understanding of the IAA's three lines model. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more insights. If you liked this, give it a thumbs up.